got those threes, I think 2 by Eleonora, and you cut it to 2. And then that start of the fourth quarter just put you back in that hole. What did Gonzaga do that caused you problems?
Well, just a genius timeout by Lisa, and we had back-to-back turnovers. That's the one, I just finally thought we got out of a little bit of a slow speed. I thought we just took punches all night. We weren't as a physical, we didn't match their physicality. We didn't match their energy, and I just finally felt like we got a little bit going just by getting the ball up quicker and creating some opportunities for each other. And then, we just had 3 really bad turnovers, and I thought that was the undoing for us. Then they stretch it back out, and, those are the things we've got to learn from. It's not a night where you go, 11 turnovers, they beat you, but those 3 in a row after all of that was, I think, was a big key to not being able to sustain it. They made great plays. They made, Ejim makes shots. They got their 3-point shooting going, and we just couldn't quite match that with what they had going in the fourth quarter.
Obviously, you guys are a great shot blocking team, and you guys caused 22 turnovers. But the Zags continued to, push past that and push the pace. What do you think needs to change defensively to really take advantage of those deflections that you guys are creating?
Yeah, I just thought we were tentative all night trying to push the ball up the court, and again, I thought we did better in the second half. It's just something we just have to keep working on, where they put so much pressure on you to rebound on their end. They take a lot of chances and send it seems like everybody to the boards. They get a lot of second chance points or opportunities. We had 9 rebounds total at halftime. Like, the rebounding and just their physicality and their energy level just overwhelmed us, I thought, in the first half, and that just shows Lisa is amazing. Their program is amazing, and they play physical. They play exactly how the NCAA lets you play and wants you to play, and we didn't match that. So, yeah, we got to find a way to get rebounds if you ever make a miss or turn it over, and we got to get easier baskets. I just thought every single time we were almost on a 5-on-5 situation, we never got anything easy. So, again, new players, young players, when you need to push and when you need to set it up, we need to keep getting better in that transition part.
Despite the loss, you guys are still 5-2 in conference play so far, starting out a lot better, and making some momentum going forward. So what positives do you think you can draw from this game that can help you feel confident going into the next ones?
Well, the game is what it is. Like, this is the reality. Like, there are really good teams in this league. Anybody in this league can beat you. I think this is an example of, if you're not quite on edge and you play a team that's really hungry, this is what happens. And I think Santa Clara did that to us as well. It's so easy to get a couple of wins and then feel good about yourself with a young team and then come out and a little flat-footed and not as physical as we need to be. They had the advantage of sitting around all week and getting ready just for one game, and that will get that advantage next time we play them. But the travel, all of it, maybe just not quite as on edge as we needed to be. That could be fatigue. That could be a lot of people playing too many minutes. That could be youth. It's a lot of things. But everybody goes through the same schedule. Everybody has the same advantages on some weeks and disadvantages. And honestly, the toughest team's going to win. And I thought they were tougher than us tonight.
AT, just 2 points, but some good passes, especially to Alex inside. Just what did you see from her, and what do you expect to see kind of the growth going forward?
Yeah, AT's just got a little bug too, and again, I just don't think she was quite as sharp as she needed to be. So important for the point guard to have the biggest energy and get us into stuff, but she always just kind of comes through and she's the calming effect. She's got to get us going whether she scores or not. Again, I think she'll get better. She's a little down and probably fatigued right now. So that's the hard part of the game. People get sick. People aren't quite as sharp as they need to be. But you can pretty much know that she's going to give her all. Just these older players really know what it's like and what's necessary. And again, she's in a big position to lead us.
Tara said that stretch in the third quarter with 3 threes in a minute was probably the best basketball that you guys have played all year, or up there at least. How How can, and then she also said that you said that Gonzaga was the more savage team. So how can you take like that minute of 9-0 run and kind of translate that to the rest of the game, and just kind of what will it take for your team to develop that savage mindset?
Well, I think you can recruit savage. I think there's players out there, but they usually are going to places like, the top 10 places in the country that are complete players, the best competitors, the most talent. And then I think you not all of us get those that are already made. So, it's a characteristic and it's a competitiveness, and you can grow those. So what we don't have, we need to grow. We need to expect it from each other. We need to demand it from each other. All their players didn't just walk in with that kind of mindset. They grow that in their program. So it's what we've done over the years. It's what we've got to do a little bit more. We've got to get these young players understanding. I thought Dee's minutes constantly help us in so many ways because she is such an athletic, she creates a lot of havoc for the other team. She didn't get to play a lot of minutes because she fouls out. So there's just some things that our young players have to grow in. And most of the time, young players kind of go up and down on that. They're competitive one day, and then the next day they're not. And sometimes they feel sorry for themselves one day, and then they're just the best teammate and the best competitor the next day. You just got to find some consistency there. And again, our older players have to show it every day, and our young players have to try to attain that. But it's great to play. That's why we wanted to play the Iowas, even Brigham Young was more physical than us. Some of those big, strong bodies in the other leagues, and that's what Gonzaga is too. They really recruit great and have great bodies, and they put their body on you. And we don't always like that. We got to figure that out.
It seemed like a game where there was just a lot of changes in momentum, and that happened really quickly. How do you guys manage that momentum?
Well, you have to play through it when it's their turn, and you gotta ride it as far as you can. Again, they called a timeout, and that stopped our run, and those are the things you got to really work at during practice and try to be able to sustain those and not let people get the advantage when you come back out of a timeout. Just so much to grow from in that, but just being resilient, just not letting the bad affect you and not letting the good overwhelm you. It's just so important, and that takes experience, that takes putting yourself out there, that takes having some failures, and obviously you want to learn from those and have some success as well. But we need to create some opportunities where our shooters get good looks like that, easy shots, open shots, and again, I think that was the good thing about that stretch, is that we kind of broke free and we weren't just constantly playing 5-on-5 against them. We actually got some open looks. So we got to keep getting some of those opportunities for ourselves.
Do you have any update that you can share on Charlotte Abraham? I know she went down last game, and we didn't see her out there today.
She had an MRI last night, so I expected any time to find out. I don't think there's anything more than that. There's question marks in regards to it, but there's nothing you can do until you get the MRI and see what it says. Got a good doctor looking at it.
This matchup just never seems to disappoint, at least recently. How do you feel about getting two of them this year?
Yeah, great. I just respect their program so much, and how they play and how they compete, and again, just their tradition of winning. It's so good to play teams that are just rich in that kind of tradition, and because they just never fold. They have so much resiliency. Ejim playing against her, what a great lesson for our young players to watch and just see her compete for 40 minutes or however long she plays. She just never gives up on a play. That is just so good for my young players to see. You want to play the best competition, and you want to get yourself ready if you do make postseason. And this is a great team to go against, and love the rivalry. They bring a ton of people. They'll have a great crowd. It's exciting to play them. Our kids like playing them. It's great for the area. So I'm glad we're in this thing together a little bit. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Go Cougs.